Guys, today we are going to be doing a measuring ingredients activity, learning how to measure wet and dry ingredients. We will be using the following items today. A couple mixing bowls to put our ingredients into, sugar, flour, brown sugar, a wet ingredients measuring cup, dry ingredients measuring cups, measuring spoons, a butter knife, and a large scooping spoon. The plate will be used for catching any spills that we may make. If you don't have a large plate, you could also use a serving tray or just a towel. As we get started today, keep in mind that it is very important to measure correctly for successful cooking and baking. So let's learn how. We are going to be starting off with dry measuring cups and how to use them. All dry measuring cups come labeled with the size and amount of dry ingredients that they hold, such as this cup that says 1/3 cup. Now we'll be measuring 1/3 cup of flour. Flour is a very compactable ingredient, so it needs to be scooped into your measuring cup like so. Once your measuring cup is heaping full, you will take the flat edge of your butter knife and you will scrape off the excess flour that is on top of your measuring cup. Going from one side to the other, scraping all of the excess off. Once your measuring cup is filled like so, you can dump it into your bowl of ingredients. Keep in mind when measuring your flour, do not measure it over your bowl of ingredients, as you may spill in extra flour that is not needed within the recipe. Now we are going to be measuring out sugar. Using the same dry measuring cups, we are going to get 1/2 cup of sugar. We are going to use the dip and swipe method. So we are going to dip our measuring cup into our sugar, filling it as full as we can. Then we are going to use our butter knife, flat edge again, and we are going to swipe off any excess sugar that may be at the top. Once your measuring cup is filled to the top flat like so, then you can dump your sugar into your bowl of ingredients. Like we said with the flour, we don't want to measure over our bowl of ingredients because we don't want to get any extra sugar that the recipe does not call for. Now we will be measuring out some brown sugar. We're still going to use our dry measuring cups like before. So we are going to measure out 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Brown sugar is a little different ingredient than most. In a lot of recipes, it states that it needs to be compacted. So what you need to do is you need to fill your measuring cup as full as you can, and then what I like to do is I like to use the side of the bag, just put the measuring cup just right back inside and kind of press down on the measuring cup using the bag. You may know that brown sugar is a little sticky, so this just helps make less of a mess, but you could also compact it with your fingers. Once it's nicely compacted, we're going to use our butter knife again, our flat edge, and we are going to swipe away any excess that we may have. Once we do that, we can dump our brown sugar into our bowl of ingredients. And if you question if you compacted your brown sugar correctly or not, you can see it in the bowl with all your ingredients, and it actually keeps the same form as the measuring cup because you pack it so tightly. So if it looks like that in your bowl, then you are good to go. Now let's transition into and learn more about liquid measuring cups. All basic liquid measuring cups are clear and have a handle with a pouring spout and easy to read labels down the side. These liquid measuring cups are used for water or oil, like so. We are going to measure out 1 cup of oil. As you may know, our viewing angle has changed a little because it is easier to measure in a liquid measuring cup when you are at eye level with the measuring cup. Once you've measured out your ingredients, you can then pour it into your mixing bowl. And finally, we are going to be talking about our measuring spoons. So on my measuring spoons, I actually have 1 on each side. Not all are like that, but they will still do the same job. So on the measuring spoons, you'll see TBS and then you'll see TSP. TSP stands for teaspoon and TBS stands for tablespoon. So they're kind of similar, but they're definitely 2 different sizes. So be sure that you're not only reading the number that's on the measuring spoon, but also the letters that are next to the number. So we are going to be measuring out 1 tablespoon of oil, and we're going to be using the same rules that we use when we are measuring within the liquid. So we are just going to fill up our measuring spoon to the very top of the spoon where it is all leveled off. So not below and obviously not over. Ooh. See, I spilled just a little bit, but that's what our handy plate is for. So then once you've measured that out, you can dump it into your bowl of ingredients. Measuring spoons can also be used for dry ingredients. So I'm going to flip mine over and we are going to measure out 1/2 teaspoon of sugar. So we're still going to use the same idea of the dip and swipe like we did with the sugar before. So we are going to dip our sugar in, get as much as we can in there. And then we are going to use our knife again to swipe off any excess. And then we can dump that into our bowl of ingredients.